Bulletcast for life.
Get up, this is a revolution. This is our time to rise. Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I'm a 23-year-old piece of gold, the Messiah of the microphone, the greatest sports recreational podcast in the world today, the Pod Father. I'm the Le Champion of this podcast. Yes, your current reigning Bulletcast champion, the Undisputed Era gimmick, all that other stuff. I'm in the head chair again. You know, I understand why VKM doesn't want to give up the big seat. Being trips for a day, it didn't feel right to me. You know, but I'm doing good. Got this liquid charisma coursing through my veins. It's not the adult kind, it's the bang. But I'm doing pretty good. I got on the line my tag team partner, the Jimmy to my J, the Tully to my Arn, the Stevie Ray to my Booker T, the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon Tan Guma. Brandon, how you doing today, man?
You know, I can't complain, Phillip. I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, man, the BC, we've been putting out some content for you guys. Steven Tresario, APW Junior Heavyweight Champion. That interview dropped on Monday. Brandon's Under the Radar Show, award-winning Under the Radar Show, dropped on Tuesday. And then, of course, Starboy Charlie's interview dropped yesterday. Brandon, how'd you like the interviews, and how'd you like APW Halloween Hell?
You know, the interviews are just fantastic because, you know, you're the greatest interviewer there ever is, ever was, and ever would be, and all that other stuff like that. The show itself on Halloween Hell, it was all right. It probably wasn't the best one, to be honest with you. It was in a different venue, had a new partner with us, maybe a new third man, who knows, but it was a different experience, I'll say that.
Yeah, shout out Michael. He did the Halloween Hell recap with me on the drive back home. Yeah, man, but Brandon and I, we will be in attendance for Game Recognized Game, Friday, November 15th. We got some interviews scheduled for that, too. Got 2 of them scheduled, so we're really doing it, man, with these interviews. Hopefully we're going to have another one for you next week. An NJPW wrestler. Really doing the damn thing here. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get real for a second here on the Bulletcast. We don't normally get real. We don't normally really discuss issues in depth. But I want to start off with this. So, a few days ago, Jordan Myles, a.k.a. ACH, on the independent scene, Ring of Honor, he tweeted out and put on Instagram a photo of a t-shirt that was designed for him by WWE, and it was a black t-shirt with a red graphic, and then his name, Jordan Myles, in white inside the red graphic, and basically it's blackface, ladies and gentlemen. And so he's really just gone off on rants all over Twitter and social media, Instagram. You know, so many people have gotten involved. You know, he called out Triple H and Vince McMahon. He called WWE racist. Titus O'Neil's gotten involved in saying how what you stood up for was good, but you're kind of out of line. I don't think Mark Henry's really spoke on it yet. Booker T's kind of spoke on it a little bit. And, he even went to target Ring of Honor. I guess he's had some real frustrations with the company. He called Jay Lethal an Uncle Tom. And for those of you that don't know what an Uncle Tom is, it's an African-American male that is extremely obedient to white people, mainly white men. So, Brandon, I know you touched on this a little bit. What are your overall thoughts on Jordan Myles kind of going into business for himself on social media?
Well, it's a very complicated issue, as you kind of stated. I mean, I'm with Jordan. I mean, I appreciate him speaking up and being able to go out and talk about his frustrations. I will say I'm giving WWE the benefit of the doubt a little bit. I'm going to say, it wasn't intentional, like a blackface type shirt, and, it wasn't like all out, racist, but it was ignorance, which, ignorance is almost just as bad. But I mean, I'm happy for him that he's speaking out all that stuff. And then the Jay Lethal thing, I didn't agree with. I don't understand how like Jay Lethal gets brought into this when his main gripe is with WWE. And as I kind of talked about, that there is a history of WWE not portraying black wrestlers in the greatest of lights. I mean, they'll point to The Rock and they'll say, oh, Roman Reigns, he's a minority and he's pushed as the top guy. But, you have like Mark Henry being the self-proclaimed silverback back in the day, chocolate, sexual chocolate. And then even what R-Truth is doing, and then maybe some of the things that the New Day is doing. Just, black people portrayed in WWE has a long history of not being very, very well done.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. I mean, I think WWE just as a whole has been racially insensitive to all races. I mean, Japanese, they're angry and spit mist. Eddie Guerrero, a Hispanic man that lies and cheats and steals, but predominantly with African Americans. I mean, you look at Junkyard Dog back in the 80s, gyrating around. You look at R-Truth, he's kind of, they're portraying him as an imbecile. Somebody actually DM'd us about R-Truth's gimmick, and we're going to get into that later on. But, African Americans at WWE, they're just all big smiles, and I guess that's what the shirt was trying to represent or whatever. But just, I don't know who designed the shirt. Be more culturally aware. That's really where I'm going to go with this. People said that the person that designed the shirt should be fired. I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. You got to put food on the table, clothes on the backs, roof over the head. So just be more culturally aware. That's really all I'm saying. And this shirt was it was released 5 weeks ago, and then it was pulled after a day. I don't see why he waited all this time. And plus, he said that he okayed the shirt, but it was on a gray background, and then Triple H okayed the shirt because he thought that Jordan gave it the okay. So there's just all this controversy going on. It's convoluted. It's really just convoluted. But it's taken a whirlwind, man. It's gotten a lot of people talking, and he says he's doing this hashtag for the culture, which, I'm big in representing the culture, my culture, as an African-American male in today's society. But he was going into business for himself. I mean, the guy hasn't been seen on TV in weeks since August or September or something like that. So maybe this was just him sitting in the back, frustrated, trying to get a little shine. I don't know. But we're going to keep you updated on where this story goes. Now we're going to get into the Smackdown recap, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon, since you hosted the show last week, give us the Smackdown recap.
Why do I have to host? I thought you're supposed to host it this week.
Oh, no, I like to give back to my community, man. That's what I'm doing here.
You can do it, Phillip. I have faith in you that you can. Wow. That you can. If I can lead throughout the entire podcast, you can lead throughout the entire podcast.
I mean, I've only done it for 142 straight weeks. You know. All right.
No big deal.
Smackdown recap. I put recap on there twice. Jesus. Brock Lesnar beats up Mexicans part 2. So, Dominic got assaulted by Brock Lesnar again. Cain Velasquez took an F5 onto Dominic, which actually looked cool. Rey Mysterio got F5'd into a wall, which was a resemblance of a Nitro from back in the 90s. And Kevin Nash throwing Rey Mysterio into one of those trailers like a lawn dart. Thoughts on the segment?
I enjoyed the segment. It was very well done. I mean, I was surprised that Rey Mysterio was able to talk. I mean, we're already seeing the deterioration of the hard brand split, because technically Rey Mysterio is supposed to be on Raw, and yet he was on SmackDown. But it is what it is. But I mean, I liked all of it. I liked the intensity, and then Cain Velasquez afterwards speaking in Spanish. All of it, I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Yes. We can just get into it now. Brock Lesnar defeated Cain Velasquez today at Crown Jewel in their UFC rematch. Brock Lesnar is still our WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And, Brandon, have you seen the match yet? What are your thoughts on it?
I have seen the match. It was the opening match of Crown Jewel. I mean, they came out and they were kind of trying to do I guess an old school Japanese type shoot worked fight, and it was kind of clunky, and then Cain got the better of Brock in a little bit, started grounding and pounding, and then Brock caught him with the Kimura, and that was that. It was over in 2 minutes, so not really much of a match to really speak on. I think this does do some damage to Cain because he hasn't really connected well with the crowd. He was never really the most charismatic guy in the world, so I think it's going to be kind of hard for him to bounce back from this. Yes, it was kind of like a fluky, he got caught out of nowhere loss, but I mean, I just don't know what the plan is for Brock Lesnar for the the long haul.
Well, I mean, After seeing what him and Ray are going through, maybe Brock and Ray, Survivor Series, one night a year when Raw, SmackDown, and apparently NXT now, where they're all going to go head to head. So I don't know what's going to happen there. We're going to find out. We're gonna skip over a lot of SmackDown. I know I have basically the whole show listed here. So Miz TV, we have Team Hogan and Team Flair going at it, and the fact that they're depicting Ric Flair as the heel is absolutely asinine. I mean, Hogan's the real life heel here, guys. And Jordan Myles for throwing that out there, I'm gonna credit him for that. I don't think that was too obscure. I mean, what we all know how Hulk Hogan actually feels about African Americans, so it's no shy in that. But anyway, it goes into the main event of SmackDown: Ali, Roman Reigns, and Shorty G. Yeah, his gear was atrocious. They defeat Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and King Corbin. Thoughts on the main event of Friday Night SmackDown?
The ending, the tag match was, it was alright. It was like, you throw a 6-man out there to fill up a bunch of time. As you said, Shorty G being like a 9-year-old basketball player in his neon green trunks and everything. It was terrible. The Miz TV segment, it was like kind of cringy, and it was just kind of all over the place. Thank God for Sami Zayn, who was able to hold everything together, because Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair were kind of going off the rails a little bit. But Sami Zayn's not going to be at Crown Jewel to hold everything together because of things.
Of things, yes. I mean, anytime Ric Flair goes off the rails, it's absolute gold. Ric Flair, national treasure. So we're going to move on. Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura have a segment in the show. Thoughts on Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship?
I mean, that definitely excites me. I'm very excited to see where they go with this Daniel Bryan segment. I mean, he was like, the full-fledged heel last year, and then now he's kind of like tilting back to being the good guy, but he's not fully fledged, going there yet. So I think this was maybe the best thing, even though it was very, minimal. I thought this might have been the best story thing going on SmackDown right now.
Absolutely. The new Firefly Funhouse. It's basically the same thing. Thought we're going to get a different set, but no.
I am so mad that my friend, the best thing going in the business today, Ramblin' Rabbit, keeps dying every single week. I mean, he doesn't deserve to be Kenny'd. He's not Kenny.
I was going for that. You beat me to the punch. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, let's check back in with what is happening? Shinsuke Nakamura is at Crown Jewel. Did he have a singles match booked? I don't know what's happening here.
No, he's on Team. This is Team Hogan versus Team Flair entrances, Phillip. I'm able to do two things at once by doing the podcast and watch the show at the same time.
I'm sorry. Who won with Natty and Lacey Evans?
Oh, Natty went over wearing their leather onesies and their t-shirts.
Yes, because, if women show skin in Saudi Arabia, they're gonna blow a load or something like that,
But they showed their hair. Their hair was shown, and the men's heads did not explode. So, progress.
Yes, kudos to WWE for pushing somewhat of women's rights in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what's happening there. I don't. We're going to move on. Seth Rollins' minor league comment. So, Seth Rollins was at a Comic-Con, and he was asked about AEW and Kenny Omega, and he said when Kenny wants to stop playing in the minor leagues, give him a talk, basically. So, Seth just really stirring up the pot. And then Jim Ross got involved because, that it pissed off good old JR. And Jim Ross said, hey, when you can be as over as your girlfriend one day. And it's just, yeah.
I mean, Seth Rollins has kind of had a history this past summer to make some comments. And he would, putting his foot in his mouth, one might say. So it doesn't really shock me. I do kind of enjoy the little back and forth or the little, jabs. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit of it on AEW this week with Jon Moxley. I think when Seth Rollins says it, I think there is kind of a little, he's kind of looking down upon them, as the minor league comment would suggest. And I think this also kind of hints, or not hints, but I think this is kind of another factor to why people just aren't really getting behind Seth Rollins right now.
Absolutely, man. A lot of this was discussed on After the Bell, the debut of After the Bell, Corey Graves' WWE and Endeavor podcast. Have you heard it, Brandon?
I have not heard it, but I've heard that apparently the audio quality is not that good. Maybe we have better audio quality than an official WWE podcast.
The interview with Hunter and Corey Graves, that was really good. That part of the show was really good. I listened to the whole thing this morning. Seth went into detail. He talked about Will Ospreay, talked about Kenny Omega, and so it's a very interesting situation. Bailey was on there. She kayfabed the whole thing and hung up. But Seth basically said, Will Ospreay respects the kid's work. Kenny Omega, he considered him a friend. He's known him for about a decade or even more than that. So give the podcast a listen. It's good. Triple H and Corey Graves talk about Lemmy and their time that they had together before Lemmy unfortunately passed a few years ago. And Ric Flair's on there, and Flair's just being Flair, and H is being H. It was a fun listen. It really was. They the only kayfabe part of it was the Bailey interview, so it was fun. Brandon?
Yes.
Yeah, you just not gonna talk? Just not gonna talk on the show?
I don't know what to say. It's
Wow.
a WWE podcast, and there's Hulk Hogan flanked by Jimmy Hart as always. Because Jimmy Hart has to be there no matter what. And he was on Raw and everything, and I think he's been like every show Hulk's been on, and they just never acknowledge that Jimmy Hart's there.
It's Mouth of South. Oh, of course. Hogan must still look strong all these years later. Oh my God. The Saudis love Hulk Hogan. Look at that. Look at all of that. All right, we're going to move on. WWE 2K20 update. Ladies and gentlemen, the game has been abysmal. The Fiend, if you play with that, that's actually really cool. Greg Hamilton's announcing is spectacular. There's going to be a patch to fix a lot of the bugs, so if you haven't bought it yet, wait till the patch in about a week or two and have fun. Championship Wrestling Bay Area, so Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, we all know that. There's going to be a Bay Area edition. It will premiere in 2020 on KGO TV San Francisco, ABC 7, much in like the CW 30 Memphis down in Hughes Championship Wrestling. So it's going to be a pro single program for the Bay Area. Will feature local hosts and business into the weekly broadcast. Personally, it is a big achievement for David Marquez Studios, and I'm happy that... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading a quote, but yeah. We get Championship Wrestling in the Bay Area. What are your thoughts on that, man?
It seems like a cool thing. I've heard some good things about Hollywood wrestling, so if it's going to come over here to the Bay Area, I'll check it out.
Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, that's basically how the NWA got rebirthed, and what the hell is Ricochet wearing?
He's a superhero. He's a real-life superhero, Phillip.
Oh my God, they got a black guy doing the Hogan pose. What is this? What is this? Ricochet, what a sellout, man. All right,
How come they couldn't get Lacey Evans and Natalya to wear those?
Not even going to touch that one.
They could have got a nice 3-for-1 deal or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They blew all their money.
Oh, my boy Shorty G, here he comes.
Oh, here he is. Look at him.
Look at that. He's got the blue alteration. Got maybe it's like a reverse uniform where he can wear the blue on one side and he can wear the neon on the other side. He just flips it inside out whenever he wants.
Dude, I have no idea what's happening here. Those look like tearaway shorts. Don't they? Okay, we're going to move on. NXT is coming back to the Bay Area, San Jose, December 15th of this year. Are you excited, Brandon?
I wish it was a takeover event because they promised us a takeover event a few, last year, but no. Saudi Arabia, Blood Money 3 or whatever, just messed everything up.
Yeah, that was supposed to be after Double or Nothing, yeah. Saudi Arabia... I could say things about Saudi Arabia, but I'm not going to. It should be a great time. I'm excited for that. Caitlyn, she wins a South African Women's Championship in South Africa. This new South African promotion started up. PJ Black, a.k.a. Justin Gabriel, former WWE superstar, He's their heavyweight champion. RVD wrestled on this show, so nice to see wrestling in South Africa. Happy for them. Hopefully the promotion does well. Sami Callihan finally wins the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. I am excited for him, and his party was crushed by Tessa Blanchard. I think they are positioning Tessa Blanchard to become the first woman to ever win a men's heavyweight championship. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been in the works for a little bit. Tessa Blanchard, arguably their top star for Impact. She wrestled for the X Division Championship at Bound for Glory. And now her and Sammy have had a match before, and now they're kind of going back to that, and now up in the ante with the championship on the line.
Hey, if she wins it, I'm going to be ecstatic for her. You know, she's I know you think she's better than Charlotte. You know.
I mean, that's just like Eli Drake. It's a fact of life or whatever.
I mean, come on. You know, Flair's better than Blanchard every single time. Doesn't matter what generation it is. You know, but it's. I'm excited for her. You know?
I just want to acknowledge the fact that Hulk Hogan just did the Roman Reigns fist cocked thing, and that definitely should be a GIF on the internet now.
What? I can't, but maybe I should just have on Crown Jewel and just watch this. I don't know. All right. Also, NWA Power Episode 4. Brandon, have you seen it? Yes, no, maybe so.
I have not, Phillip. I mean, there's the World Series was yesterday. There was NXT and AEW. I know it comes out on Tuesday, but you know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yes. Trevor Murdoch was on there again. You know, I love seeing Trevor Murdoch. He was the tag team champion when I was a child. He and Josephus had a match, and it was just kind of like a hoss fight a little bit. You know, foot powder in the eyes of Josephus and a bulldog off the second rope, and Trevor Murdoch wins himself an NWA contract. The main thing was Team Aldis versus Team Storm, better than Team Hogan and Team Flair. I'm going to say that right now because it wasn't in Saudi Arabia. So if Team Aldis wins, then Colt Cabana would get a national championship match, and if Team Storm won, then James Storm would get a world's title match, but he would have to vacate the national title. Team Aldis won, so we're going to get Cabana versus James Storm sometime in the near future. That's going to be good. All right, this day in wrestling, NWA Mid-America Sheffield Show 1955. Lee Fields defeats Butch Boyett. Oh my God, Jesus, these names back in the day. There were only 3 matches on this show, and it says nothing about an NWA championship. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset. I was hoping to see the 10 pounds of gold defended on this show. All right, moving on. We also have ECW Fright Fight 1997. There was a Smackdown on this day in 2000 where Ivory wins the Women's Championship. Raw 2011, Mark Henry defeats CM Punk. Pro Wrestling Noah Halloween Night 2011, Kenta Hideo Itami won a 6-man tag. And SmackDown Live 2017, Robert Roode defeats Dolph Ziggler in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Anything about any of that?
Those Smackdowns and Raws on Halloween, I probably have forgotten them for the right reasons, because they're probably atrocious and they had stupid Halloween gimmicks attached to them.
Hey man, Halloween 2002 was the first night I ever saw pro wrestling. It was the night John Cena was dressed as Vanilla Ice. Those are good. Those are some good memories, man. First match I ever saw, Edge and Chris Benoit tearing it up.
And John Cena was hitting on Stephanie McMahon.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, you know who wouldn't hit on Stephanie McMahon, you know. We're gonna move on to the fan mail segment. So Alfie Lewis, is R-Truth really dumb or is it something else? You know, I saw a theory on oh my God, I think I was listening to a
Congratulations, R-Truth, new 24/7 champion.
Oh my God, there we go. What the hell is Corbin wearing? Are those tights? Is he back to tights? Yay! Yeah, so I was listening to a podcast and somebody was saying maybe it's dementia or CTE, and I'm like, wow, that's a real stretch there. Brandon, what are your thoughts on that?
As I hinted in the Jordan Myles shtick earlier, I think, it might not be, they probably would deny it, but he's probably playing the dumb black guy.
Bro, it's CTE or dementia or something, man.
Right.
That's what it is. All right, we are going to move on. Hootie Hoo 420.
Hootie Hoo.
Oh my god. I'm from the UK, you bloody wanks. Well,
Hey, I was close. I said Britain. UK, that's, same thing. I mean, come on.
there we go.
At least I had him in the same, area. Phillip thought you were from Australia.
Okay, dude, I'm sorry. Oh my god, Bobby Lashley and Rusev. I forgot about this. Nigerian Prince. Yo, boys, long time no DM. But I know this is a wrestling podcast, but can we get some love for John Witherspoon, who played Pops on Friday and countless other movies and TV shows? Yeah, man, so if you don't know, John Witherspoon passed away a couple days ago. Man, hilarious. He Pops on Friday. If you watched Boondocks, he was Grandpa on there, and he was Pops on the Wayans Bros TV show. Just a hilarious human being. Gave me so many laughs throughout my childhood and adolescent and even adult life. Pops, John Witherspoon, you will be dearly missed. An original. There will never be another. Brandon, any thoughts on Pops?
Yeah, it kind of caught me by surprise when I saw that he passed away the other day. Just on Saturday, they had like a Friday marathon on MTV, so I was watching it, kind of going back and forth between that and baseball and stuff. So when it was on commercial, I was watching Friday. So, watched a little bit before he passed away.
You win some and you live. Oh my God, I messed up the phrase. Jesus, I was gonna have a real sentimental moment there. I'm sorry. All right, Alfie Lewis. Is Jordan Myles in the wrong here at all? I think we touched on that enough. All right, Jack of all trades. SCU. Awesome that those guys are the first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. What do you think? Who will be their first challengers? I don't know. I think Private Party, man. I think that'd be really cool to see those guys shine together. Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, they showed Private Party at ringside, and they showed the Dark Order watching. So, the tag team division it's good, but it's not like super stacked where they have like a bunch of different tag teams there to really go after them, and the Young Bucks and LAX, whatever they're being called, is off doing something else. So, I mean, if they do have something at Full Gear, maybe they do a rematch or something. But I mean, I'm excited to see what SCU does. I kind of am puzzled because I thought maybe Lucha Bros were going to win, but we can talk about that maybe a little more on the recap.
Absolutely. Hootie Hoo 420.
Hootie Hoo.
Brandon hosting was a nice touch. I'd like to see more of that. Wow.
See, thank you, my boy.
Okay. Alfie Lewis. It's Halloween. Favorite scary movie. Favorite candy. I'm a Scream guy. I love Scream. I own all 4 on DVD. Halloween candy. I used to get those bottle pops that were like soda pops, and the root beer one was Fuego. And I guess I'm a Twix guy, Snickers. Payday, good stuff like that. Brandon.
I'm not really much of a scary movie guy. Not because I'm scared. It's just because I don't really get into them. But one that kind of stands out. I love Freddy versus Jason. Nice crossover. And then for candy, I mean, chocolate, I'm going to go with Butterfinger, but I'm more of like a sweets, like sour kind of guy, so maybe I'll go with like, I don't know, some sort of like Wonka, nerd, Laffy Taffy, sweet tart, something of that nature.
Laffy Taffy. Wow. Do you shake your Laffy Taffy?
Only for the money.
Whoa. All right. In Brightest Day X, graphic designer for the BC. Am I the only one tired of hearing CM Punk or not? I don't know, man. I don't know. If he comes back, it's a hero. If he doesn't, I don't know. Brennan.
The CM Punk chants, I can do away with when they're just kind of comes out of nowhere. But when there's like a purpose behind them, I'm perfectly fine with it. When it's kind of like the new protest chant, like when they chant CM Punk. I mean, well, now that's kind of been replaced by AEW. But oh god, so we're getting a phone call right now.
The Bulletcast hotline, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is the fan mail segment.
I know, rip. All right, the next one is with the rating on SmackDown dropping like flies. How long will they have to go before Fox rethinks the deal? Man, that's a really good question. They might just move them to FS1 permanently, man.
Yeah, I mean, the ratings are not very good right now for WWE SmackDown or otherwise. I mean, the move to FS1, it was heavily promoted, so you would have thought they would have retained a good amount of viewers, and yet they do 888,000. Not a good look. And, I mean, even just the creative and everything for SmackDown hasn't really jumped off the page for me either.
It is not. Let's see what happens in the next coming weeks. With whatever you want to call it, with Lana and Rusev on Monday, and some lackluster show as of late, what would it actually take for fans to stop watching WWE?
Well, I mean, I think we're kind of seeing that people are already not watching WWE.
That's very true, you know. Did NXT, they outdid SmackDown, right? Yeah, in the ratings?
They've done it. They've outdrawn it before, but they didn't do it this week. Like, the earlier shows outdrew NXT, or outdrew SmackDown, but not this week's, or last week's.
Oh, I see.
AEW did, though.
Of course AEW did, you know. They're elite. They're all elite. Copenhagen Smith. What's up, guys? Love this Snapper interview. I like how you guys give wrestlers on your local indie scene a chance to tell their stories. Thanks, man. You know, I try, man, you know. I know Brandon doesn't like going to all these shows, you know. I know he doesn't like the setup or whatever. But, you know, I'm trying to give people a chance to tell their stories. That's why I do this.
Because you're a storyteller?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I could be your new Stan Lee if you let me.
And then Ricochet can wear a onesie inspired by a character that you've thought of.
Dude, like, I don't know what this is. I do not like this. Like, is he Captain America? Is he Jushin Liger? Like, what the hell is going on? This is ridiculous. God. And more Crown Jewel news. Tyson Fury beat Braun Strowman. Brandon, what are your thoughts on that?
It was via countout, so there was a little out that way. The match itself was fine. I think, you know, Tyson Fury probably impressed some people because they didn't have that high expectation. So, you know, nothing really to complain about. So it was fine.
Mansoor and Cesaro.
I mean, it's Mansoor. It's his home country. He be honest, I didn't really watch this match, but I assume he went over. It was a fine match.
You didn't even watch it, and Chris Jericho supporting Natty and Lacey Evans. Wow! Shout out, Chris. Brandon, do you want to give us a little match commentary here?
Well, we got Randy Orton doing the old Garvin stomp to Ricochet, taking the legs, pull him to the middle of the ring, gonna hit him right in the gut, almost taking him to Kick City, if you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Wrestling with Regret. Saw him at APW on Friday. Now Randy just jaw-jacking with him, stomping him again. Keep going after him. Just really gonna concave his chest in.
Just going for it. Just going for it. Sorry, I had to leave for a second. But I'm back. I'm back here. We're gonna get into Monday Night Raw.
We have a late DM from Copenhagen Smith at the buzzer.
What is it?
He asks if Mansoor and Ali are the same person.
Wow, that's I'm not gonna get into that. Not gonna touch that one. So Monday Night Raw, we have Divorce Court, not the King's Court, but Divorce Court, as Alana and Rusev are there with Jerry the King Lawler. Look, man, when this segment first started, I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is this? As it went along, I was thoroughly entertained. You know. Rusev wanted sex from her in the morning, in the evening, in the shower, at WrestleMania, in the arena. Rusev is a sex addict. I mean, and then Rusev looking at Lawler in the crowd was like, can you blame me? That was funny. But then for her to just leave Rusev and go have sex with Bobby Lashley, when I don't know. I really don't know. Brandon, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the crowd did get behind it in kind of a Jerry Springer type way. I don't know if this is like the exact type of story and type of heat you want to try to get from your crowd, but I mean, I will give them credit. They did like make me intrigued to see where they go here, you know, from now on. But I mean, it made Rusev look like an idiot, or even more of a cuck because he was like, "Oh my God, Lana, I want to be with you forever. I'm still wearing my wedding ring." And then Lana just says all this stuff, and then out of nowhere, Lashley beats him up, and then he sticks his ring down Lashley's throat, and then he gets beat up, and then Lana's making out with Rusev over his lifeless body. Doesn't really make Ruru look very good.
I mean, you know what this is. This is a continuation of the Total Divas storyline. Brandon, you're the Total Divas guy on the show.
I know. I can't wait for them to talk about it in like 10 months when I completely forget about the storyline.
So, on Total Divas, when Rusev and Lana were on there, Rusev wanted some little Rurus running around. Lana didn't want that. That's basically why this is happening, you know? Rusev wasn't using protection. Lashley is. That's what's going on here.
Lashley stays strapped.
Okay. I was not going for that one. As I watch Ricochet, oh God, he gets his hand stomped on by Drew McIntyre, and then Bobby Lashley enters the fray. Kick by Lashley to I can't take Ricochet seriously, man. Like, what is this? And Rusev, I miss your Freddie Mercury mustache, bro. Like Bulgarian Rhapsody, I was feeling it. As Lashley knocks Rusev off of the apron, Lashley catches a nice foot. Oh my God, Ricochet stepping up, doing a backflip off of Lashley's chest. And then Enziguri, and now Randy Orton's in here. Look at it. How you liking this match so far, Brennan? Team Hogan versus Team Flair. Ooh.
I'm just waiting for Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan to get into it, and then Ric Flair just takes a bump, even though he was not supposed to.
I know, Ric Flair's medically cleared to take bumps.
Just because he's medically cleared doesn't mean WWE is going to clear him to take bumps.
He was cleared by the WWE doctor. Oh my God, now the big dog's in. Clotheslines to... Oh my God, McIntyre and Nakamura and Corbin. Oh, another clothesline to Corbin. A big right hand to Lashley. Look at him. Look at the big dog go. About to make his rounds. About to hit a drive-by on the Viper. Boom.
Phillip, from one subpar show to another, let's talk more about Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely. Seth Rollins defeats Rowan. Yes, Eric Rowan, in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and then he just gets booed. Turn the guy heel. Please, for the love of God, turn this guy heel. I keep telling you, 2015, Seth Rollins, that heel run was absolutely great. Brandon, you were there when he won the title, and then he just kept going, man. He just kept being annoying, but you loved him for it, and then he got injured, and it all went down from there.
I mean, I would argue that when he came back from injury is when he was the hottest he was ever as a babyface. And then they didn't turn him heel, or they didn't turn him babyface, and then he was still with the Authority, and then the Authority just kind of threw him aside, and then he turned babyface after, the heels didn't want him anymore. I mean, this match, as we kind of talked about earlier, Rollins just isn't really clicking as a babyface, but then we don't really know who else you can put in that spot on the Raw side as a lead babyface. I kind of hinted at Aleister Black because he's like the only person who's not really defined down. I said Matt Riddle could win the Royal Rumble because who else can really be elevated to that extent? But the match itself was all right. The Falls Count Anywhere stipulation kind of hinted at maybe a finish that they weren't going to do at Crown Jewel, so I don't think we're going to see the old empty arena forklift spot between Rollins and The Fiend.
Yeah, I don't think in Saudi Arabia you should have somebody's body being pinned down. I don't think we should do anything like that. Oh my God! Beautiful Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre to Ricochet and a kip up. Dude, I think Team Flair takes this one, man. I think they do. All right, and then we have Becky Lynch defeat Kyrie Sane. Before this happened, Paige comes out to open up Monday Night Raw. The Kabuki Warriors come out. Paige hypes him up, and Asuka spits that horrifying green mist in Paige's face. She needs water to get it out of her eyes. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Paige, I like her on WWE backstage from the little bit I've seen. If they really want to make Paige a manager, get somebody from NXT UK and tie it up that way. Like they looked up to Paige and now Paige is looking out for them or something like that. I don't know. Thoughts on Becky and Kyrie?
It was a good match. Kyrie, I think, is the appropriate person to lose the match. I think there's still something in Asuka that you want to kind of protect her, not want her to eat these pinfalls all the time. If they do have a breakup, I could see Kyrie being the babyface and Asuka being the heel and everything like that. But I think this was a really good week for the Kabuki Warriors. If you haven't seen NXT yet, they had a really good match against Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. Becky Lynch, not really doing a whole lot right now. I mean, she's just kind of spinning her wheels. I think they're kind of waiting for Survivor Series till they do whatever they're going to do there. So, I mean, I thought it was a good opening segment.
Absolutely. And the big dog flew. Have you ever seen a big dog fly like Roman Reigns?
No, because he's one of a kind.
Yes. The zoom out, better than an Okada zoom out. The ooh-wah, we're getting ready for the spear. Oh, Orton with a punt like, oh, beautiful RKO. Beautiful. 1, 2. I thought it was it. You know, Brandon, if you were going to build a sports entertainer from the ground up, he would be just like Randy Orton.
I've heard that. I've heard, Mr. John Bradshaw Layfield say that.
I mean, really, look at the guy, like 6'4", 6'5", 240. All the women love him. All the guys want to be him. I mean, look at the guy. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to keep going.
And he drops N-bombs on live streams.
He does what?
He drops N-bombs on live streams.
Really? I've yet to hear anything about this.
You're a little late, Phillip. This has been like weeks ago.
See, I'm not in these dirt sheets, man.
Sometimes you got to get a little dirty to find the news.
I'm not in these dirt sheets. When I actually hear this, then we can have a discussion about this. All right, Buddy Murphy defeats R-Truth. I love Buddy Murphy. I need me some BM in my life. Shout out Murphy and getting the job done on Truthy Boy. Ricochet defeats Drew McIntyre via disqualification. Ricochet sold the F out of that RKO on Monday night, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. Another match between these two, and they didn't really want to give another finish, so I understand why they did it. It's kind of a cop-out, but the crowd always goes crazy when there's an RKO out of nowhere.
Boom, RKO. Oh, wait, no. He stopped himself. Shooting star press. Ali and Ricochet, two guys that can fly. Oh, my God. Tope con Hilos over the top rope. Oh, my God. Shorty G, I'm sorry. Throwing cannonballs out there. Here we go. It's going to be a spear. Oh, boom. Randy Orton. 1, 2, 3. Team Hogan beats Team Flair in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Blood Money in the Sand 4, ladies and gentlemen. Live instant analysis. There you go. All right, we have Ricochet. Not Ricochet, Jesus. I don't know why I said that again. AJ Styles defeats Humberto Carrillo. What are your thoughts on that match that happened on Monday night? And then what are your thoughts on the rematch that happened today for the United States Championship?
Both matches were good. I probably would say the one on Monday was probably a little bit better. Same result. AJ wins in both of those. I mean, the one at Crown Jewel, I mean, it's kind of like a house show style match. You can't really put too much stock into it because they're not going to want to really, go balls to the wall and possibly get hurt or do anything of that sort. So, I mean, it was fine. I kind of wish they would hold off on this because they're kind of just going through these matches with Humberto. I wish they kind of built him up. They're just kind of throwing him out there, and he's like the spunky underdog who almost wins, but he falls just short. So hopefully he can. I mean, he's going to probably fall back down and have like a mid-card feud with maybe Buddy Murphy or something, which could be good in-ring, but I just don't expect them to tell a good story.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think Humberto is just going to keep having those kind of matches. It's probably going to... oh, my God. Who could he face on Monday? I'm trying to think. He's had Seth and AJ. I don't know. Maybe he has a Cesaro and Cesaro actually gets a win. Maybe he has Ricochet on Monday, and that'd be interesting to see. As Roman Reigns celebrates with the Saudi crowd, we're going to keep rolling on. And we have Andrade defeating Sin Cara. Thoughts on that?
Well, Sin Cara brings in a female counterpart to go up against Zelina, and she does her job, but Sin Cara is an idiot and is too busy cheering her on, and he gets rolled up and beat.
Sin Cara's an idiot no matter what incarnation of him or that character it is. Just an effing idiot. Yeah, I said that. Alright, All Elite Wrestling Dynamite. Brandon, this is your segment, man. This is your moment.
Oh, it's my moment? Because Hootie Hoo loves me hosting the show. I'll do it for Hootie Hoo.
Yep, come on, Ciampa. This is your moment. Let's hear it.
So, we start the show with Tony Schiavone coming out of a plane, and he talks to Cody, he talks to Dustin, and they have a nice little moment. They kind of do this sporadically throughout the show, leading into the contract signing. Phillip, first, your thoughts on those little interactions between Cody and Tony?
I liked him, man. You know, what was Tony? Was he with Dusty and the Five Friends thing? No, I think he just worked with him on WCW. You know, I like it. Cody's always been a purist for wrestling and an old school guy. So, plus seeing Tony Schiavone in this spotlight was really interesting because he's been away from wrestling for God knows how many years or even decades. So, I really enjoyed Schiavone in this spot.
I quite enjoyed it as well. It kind of made it feel like a big moment. It made, gave us a connection, and we've kind of seen Cody has friends, something that we don't really see on WWE with not the best friends, but with Seth Rollins. He has the shields and everything, but we don't see baby faces really conversing and being friendly towards each other. But that was good. We also get Jon Moxley not cutting a promo, but going backstage, and he kind of goes to Tony Khan and he yells at him, and Tony tells him that it's going to be a lights out match. It's unsanctioned. It's not going to be on his record, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so just like two back-to-back segments. I thought it was a great way to start off the show, the first 5 minutes of AEW.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I'm sorry. This is your segment. This is your segment.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Calm down, bro. We get Hangman Page taking on Sammy Guevara. Hangman wins in about 10 minutes. I thought it was a really good match. Definitely, maybe one of the biggest wins of a Hangman thus far in AEW. I thought it was a good showcase. Sammy was fantastic, being just a heel, chomping on that gum, looking so arrogant. I mean, I enjoyed it. Definitely a good week for Hangman. And then he cuts a promo afterwards, kind of talking about the struggles that he's had, but he's going to do some cowboy-ish, and he's going to beat up Pac. Or Pac.
Is that official for Full Gear?
I believe it is official for Full Gear.
All right, so a rematch. I'm excited for that. Sammy Guevara, this kid's a star, man. He is a star. He's athletic as all hell. The young upstart in the inner circle, I really enjoy his style. And Hangman Page, he's a cowboy. He's an effing horse. He's gonna do cowboy-ish at Full Gear. Their styles, they clashed very well. Can't wait to see what's next for both of these guys.
Then we get a women's match. We get Hikaru Shida taking on Shana, and this match was rough. It was kind of clunky at times. Shana was kind of playing to the crowd a little too much. Even JR kind of talked about it in the commentary. The match, I think, was way too long. It was clunky, and I think definitely the weak spot of AEW as of this moment is the women's division, and that's something that they should really go out and try to fix.
Yeah, well, apparently Becky Lynch can beat up that entire women's division. So I hear.
I mean, I don't know if she can beat up Kong.
Yeah, huh? You never know. The Shauna, I didn't. Who is that? Who is she? Where did she come from? The UK, I believe, right? Yeah, I think.
I thought she was from France.
I don't know. Don't know. I need to just look up their roster and do a little research.
But anyways, I mean, this was definitely probably the low point, and I think you could have shaved off some minutes from this and added to the tag team championship match, because I think they were a little rushed for time at the end. Speaking of the tag team championships, we get the Rock and Roll Express, who we saw on Friday. Robert Gibson groped me while you were trying to do the interview with the Red Snapper.
Whoa! What?
Yeah, don't try to play like you don't know.
I mean, he couldn't really see.
Whoa! I mean, come on now, that was a low blow.
What?
But anyways,
okay, you were cracking all of those at the show. Hold on, don't make me the bad guy here.
I mean, the reason they lost so quickly is because he just got crossed up.
You really want me out of this chair. You really want this show for yourself.
Anyways,
Wow.
the Rock and Roll Express come out with the tag titles that they're going to present, and then Santana and Ortiz blindside them, leave them laying, and of course Ricky Morton takes all the heat, and he gets power bombed through the stage.
Yep, they were being interviewed by my boy Chris Van Vliet. Shout out, Chris.
Fellow Canadian.
There you go. Fellow Canadian. The segment was cool. Santana and Ortiz doing the damn thing. And Ricky Morton, I'm surprised he took that. When we saw them live, they didn't really get that physical, you know?
Yeah, well, you got to pick and choose your spots.
Absolutely. And as the fire blazes at Crown Jewel, the Beast Slayer makes his way to the ring with the Universal Championship.
And as that happens, we can talk about the lovely Rick and Morty crossover, Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy. I kind of have poo-pooed on the music of AEW, but I think the Best Friends by far has the best theme song in AEW.
Oh, are you drunk? Like, what are you drinking right now? It's 1 p.m., Brandon. Are you intoxicated?
No, but I wish I was.
Okay. If we can talk about AEW music, like, I know I crap on Kenny Omega, but like, I've talked to people about it. His theme song is absolute garbage. Like, it is hot garbage. Yeah.
I mean, I ain't going to dispute that. I'm not the big... I actually liked his whatever video game remix that he had this week than compared to what he normally has.
I don't know. Bro, like, Tony Khan, shuffle out the money. Get that New Japan theme, man. For real.
But going back to the Rick and Morty crossover, we get the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy taking on some jobbers. Who cares? Best Friends and Orange were dressed up as Rick and Morty and everybody. They had some fun. The crowd was dressed up in masks. Rick and Morty introduced the Best Friends and Orange, so it was a good time, especially as someone who loves Rick and Morty.
Dude, how are you going to call them? Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and QT Marshall. Come on, you gotta say the names of these guys, man. Orange Cassidy, I love the guy. Best Friends. Okay. Rick and Morty, never seen a second of it. Probably never will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody says, people who don't watch it because, they're, it's only for smart people. That's what Rick and Morty is for.
Smart people. I'm out here watching Jeopardy, man. And not the kids one either. I'm out here watching the adult Jeopardy. Getting all the answers right. Big brains over here.
I was very excited one time where there was a question on Real Jeopardy about how many ingredients there was in Dr. Pepper, and nobody knew. Those three people did not know how many it was, and I screamed out 23, or I screamed out Dr. Pepper, whatever it was, but I was so proud of myself that I got a Dr. Pepper question right on Jeopardy. Highlight of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon is a big Dr. Pepper connoisseur. If you ever meet him in person, give him a bottle, a case, whatever, 6-pack, he will graciously accept.
Moving on, we get that Jericho and Cody Rhodes contract signing. Jericho comes out first dressed up as David S. Pumpkins. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. And then Cody and Tony finally show up to the building because you got to make them wait. That's what Tony said that Dusty told him. They come out. They have a contract signing. No real shenanigans. There's some back and forth between the two. They sign a contract, and then Sammy is on his phone recording something, and there's Jake Hager, the undefeated MMA guy, beating up on old Dustin and slams his head into the rear of the limo. Hits a low blow on him, which I thought was a missed opportunity from the announcers to say that that's how his last fight went, because that's how his last fight went. He kept kneeing the dude in the balls, and it was a no contest. He's technically still undefeated, but Jake Hager doing some heelish tactics in that MMA ring.
Hey, when you're a part of Chris Jericho's inner circle, you're going to pick up on some things from one of the best to ever do it. No matter what combat sport you're participating in. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. How'd you think this segment went? A very different contract signing compared to what we're used to seeing in WWE.
Nobody got put through a table, man. I think it's like the first ever contract signing I've seen like that. It felt big, man. It really did. I mean, Jericho's presence, he can do anything. And then Cody, it's just the guy whose story leaving WWE to now. It all just came together, and it feels big. Is this really the biggest match in Cody's career? Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's had WrestleMania matches. He's been the Intercontinental Champion, tag titles, all that other stuff. But, this is him to try to prove that he's a legit main eventer in this. And he's going to do it against guys who've been main eventing for the last 2 decades. So it's really, really interesting, and I'm very excited. The brawl with the Inner Circle, it just beating up Dustin, that was cool too.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I think they've definitely done a great job building up this match. And moving on, we get the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks taking on the Hybrid 2. That's Angelico and Jack Evans with Kip Sabian. The Bucks and Kenny were dressed up as some video game characters. I'll be honest, I don't really know who Kenny was supposed to be, but I know the Bucks are supposed to be the Street Fighter guys because they've done that once before. And yeah, they have a really good, entertaining 6-man tag, and then there's some shenanigans afterwards.
Yes. Santana and Ortiz, they make their presence known. Again.
Wearing Rick and Morty masks.
I guess. I don't think they're really fans.
Yes, that's a fact that they were wearing Rick masks.
Look, I don't think they're really fans. I think they just grab those so they can be disguised real quick.
Santana and Ortiz are big Rick and Morty fans.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to have them on the show to find out.
I mean, highlight of AEW might be Jim Ross saying "Wubba Lubba Dub Dub."
Oh my God, the Fiend is attacking Seth Rollins.
And they continue with that stupid red lighting.
Yeah, this is starting to get irritating. I don't know. When Sin Cara first debuted, he had like that gold light, and that pissed me off. This is okay. Yeah, I can actually see better with this. I don't know what's going on.
I guess that it does look a little better, like on TV, but when I was there in person for Hell in a Cell, it didn't help that I was a little buzzing and there was a cage in the way, but it was really hard to see.
Oh, I believe it. What else we got on AEW?
Well, the Librarians come out, and we're going to have a match with I don't know who, but Peter Avalon does his shtick, and then Jon Moxley comes out, hits a DDT on the Librarian, and then he cuts a scathing promo about how he's being held back, and he's been held back all the time, and just a fantastic promo. I've been calling for Jon Moxley to get on the stick and cut a promo like this, and it was absolutely fantastic. Little jabs at WWE, little jabs at AEW, just across the board. Fantastic. Great intensity from Jon. It's what I've been looking for in AEW. I know I've been kind of calling for the character development and the promos and everything, and that's why with all the stuff that happened this week, I would say this was probably the best AEW show thus far in their short history. Yeah,
man. I mean, anytime Mox gets the stick and he can just have free will, it's always going to be good. I don't know where they're really going to go. Like, is Tony Khan going to make it like a sanctioned match that will count against the record or not? If not, do you think we get Tony Khan getting hit with a paradigm shift by Mox?
I don't think so. I mean, Tony Khan, we've seen him on the internet, but he wasn't shown on AEW. He was, behind closed doors. He's kind of like, the powers that be. He's kind of said that he doesn't want to really show the backstage area. He doesn't really want to be a presence on AEW television. So I'm hoping that is true going forward. So I don't think we're going to see Tony Khan on Dynamite anytime soon.
Tony Khan as Orange Cassidy, absolute gem.
I saw people call him a mark, and I might kind of agree with them. Yeah, I mean, you don't see Vince McMahon dressing up as Roman Reigns.
Secretly, he does.
I mean, he probably has like his Roman Reigns onesie that he goes to bed with.
I can just see it.
And his little John Cena-like pillow buddy.
It's such good ish. Alright, let's talk about the main event of Dynamite.
Well, the main event of Dynamite was the AEW World Tag Team Championship. SCU, consisting of Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian, taking on the Lucha Bros. No entrances. As I said, I think they might have been a little pressed for time here. They go about 15 minutes, and Scorpio Sky with the surprise roll-up, kind of anticlimactic. Maybe not the finish I didn't really enjoy the finish that much, but it was a really good match, and maybe they were rushed for time, so maybe that did hurt it a little bit.
I mean, it was fun, man. I really enjoyed this. If we're talking about AEW theme music again, Lucha Bros theme, absolutely dope. I'm happy for SCU. I mean, Daniels was taken out by Pentagon and Phoenix, so I'm really happy for these guys. And I do think Private Party's the next contenders, or the first contenders for the championship. And then maybe we get the Dark Order in there, and then I think the Young Bucks 2020, that's when they really get involved in the tag title scene.
I mean, I could see that. I think definitely the Young Bucks are kind of the destination because I think they are the top tag team. And I mean, Cody has been pushed himself, to the moon compared to Kenny and the Bucks. And there might be some people like myself who think like maybe Kenny and the Bucks should be pushed a little more than they actually are, but maybe they're trying to hold back because they don't want to have that perception of other bookers push themselves too hard. But SCU, friends of the boys, friends of management, one might say. So that was kind of an interesting pick for them. But yeah, really not too much to complain about. They're over with the crowd, and maybe they try to tell a story of Christopher Daniels kind of being frustrated because he was supposed to be in there, and then he didn't get the job done. And I mean, I think there's little subtle things they can do with SCU going forward.
Absolutely. Man, I don't know. Maybe have a. Oh yeah, that's what you do. You have Daniels and Kazarian turn on Scorpio Sky, then Sky breaks off into singles. Scorpio Sky will be the AEW World Champion. Mark my words.
They don't really have I don't think they have really any like black singles male wrestler on their roster right now. So I think they definitely need to like look for black wrestlers in their men's singles division. And Scorpio Sky has gotten over to especially during this tournament, he's been getting over quite well, and I can see him maybe being a good star for AEW in the singles division.
If they need a black wrestler, sign me up, coach.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Exactly. That's how you do it. All right, Brandon, Superstar Spotlight. Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got?
I hinted at it a little bit earlier. I will go with the Kabuki Warriors. I thought Raw, they were fine. They were good. But I thought on NXT, I mean, they did a 30-second video package on the Kabuki Warriors, and just the 30 seconds they ran on them was more than anything that WWE has done for the tag team. They had a damn near 25-minute match on NXT for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Fantastic. NXT, I mean, that show was great as well. I think this week, NXT and AEW are definitely both hitting their strides and telling great stories. So if you haven't seen NXT yet, I definitely highly recommend it. Finn Balor comes out, cuts a promo. He talked a little bit about the Fiend shot on the Fiend brother. But Kabuki Warriors, my superstar spotlight.
I'm going to have to give it to some women as well. Lacey Evans and Natty, first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia. They're making strides. Hopefully, WWE can have more women on these Saudi exclusive shows, as I'm watching Seth Rollins put a table on top of a table. And, yeah. All right, promo pick of the week, the Nature Boy and Eric Bischoff. WCW Monday Night Nitro, December 28th, 1998. In 1998, your boy was an infant, chilling with his mother in her arms, while Ric Flair was going off on a tangent, taking off his clothes, stripping down to his socks and boxers, elbow dropping his custom-made suits and money and Rolex and all this other. He took a loss to Eric Bischoff at Starrcade the night before, and so he said he wanted Eric Bischoff one more time, and that if it was like his last dying breath or something, he would have a piece of Bischoff's ass, basically. Thoughts on the promo?
Yeah, this is kind of one of those infamous Ric Flair promos, just him kind of going crazy all over the place. The Ric Flair, Eric Bischoff storyline, a little bit more than just an on-air storyline. There's some backstage stuff as well. If you haven't listened to Eric Bischoff's 83 Weeks podcast, he talks about it on various episodes, so definitely go and check that out. It's Ric Flair going crazy. We've seen him do that recently in these past few weeks leading up to Blood Money 4.
Yeah, but in this one, he elbow dropped that $30,000 Rolex. Yeah.
Don't attack the Rolly.
Oh no, Rolly, and a dabber. Oh my God, the Fiend, the mandible claw. Oh my. Oh, I thought he was gonna win for a second. I thought they were gonna do something good here. Ladies and gentlemen, Bray Wyatt loses this match. It's over. Don't bust this character out anymore. I'm sorry. All right, Brandon, tell us about our match pick of the week.
Well, our match pick of the week, my match pick of the week, we're going to go across the pond. We're going to go to Ireland for OTT, Over the Top Wrestling, Jordan Devlin versus David Starr. You might know some of these players. Jordan Devlin over there at WWE UK. David Starr making some waves on the internet, talking some bad things about WWE and ROH and all the likes. But they have a fantastic match to open up Homecoming. This is free on YouTube on OTT Wrestling, February 17th, 2019. The beginning of a year-long feud, and the reason I picked this match is because over the weekend they had another match on their 5th anniversary show, and it's I've heard very good things. I've heard it's maybe like one of the best matches that people have ever seen, an out-of-body experience, and they've released the hype package for the Jordan Devlin David Starr match on their YouTube channel as well. So after you watch this match, watch the hype package for that. It's about 5 minutes, and something that they also put a hype package in this match for Homecoming earlier on in the year. I think OTT, I've heard good things about them, but one thing that really surprised me was the video quality and the production value of their hype packages. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I watched the match this morning. Jordan Devlin, got to see him live at APW. Great. David Starr, he's a kind of a controversial human being. I've heard some things about him, some good, some not so good. But he's a good wrestler. He's a very good wrestler. The one qualm I did have with this match is the Canadian Destroyer and then no selling it and just hitting a lariat. I'm like, come on, guys. Let's, I don't know. But overall, the match was very good, and that is the highest I've ever seen somebody been elevated for a package pile driver in my life.
Yeah, good storytelling. I thought that the ending sequence told a great story.
Absolutely. I mean, we're still here watching Crown Jewel, watching Seth Rollins and The Fiend, and now Seth. Oh my God, he just has a chair, and all this other stuff that's happening here. I don't know. Brandon,
Phillip, maybe you could wrap up the official podcast, and then we can stay after for a little bonus match commentary.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, Bulletcast, or The Bulletcast, sorry. Email us, Bulletcast2 is in the number 2, sweet SWET@gmail.com. Every Friday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 99.9 FM KW in Watsonville, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. I have something else coming out for you guys tomorrow. The Black Power ranking returns. 5 days of Bulletcast content. You know you love it. You know you absolutely love it. And I know you're going to love this one. Some Bay Area guys are on this episode of the Black Power ranking. Ladies, oh my God, there's a chair, not a chair, but a table spot. What the hell happened, Brandon?
Well, Seth Rollins was going to go up to the top rope to do a little frog splash on Bray Wyatt to the announce table, but Bray Wyatt popped up, pushed him through the little tower of tables that Seth put up, and now Seth Rollins is dead.
By God, he's broken in half.
And now the Fiend is just making sweet love to that top rope.
Oh God, I had a comment about that, but I'm not going to go there.
It had to do with JoJo, didn't it?
Hey, go watch JoJo on the season, on the first season of Total Divas. She was so young and adorable. Had a little thing for Justin Gabriel. Yep. Actually,
but now she's a woman now.
Oh, she is. She's a woman. Now, going back and watching those old seasons of Total Divas, you learn a lot. Seeing Nikki and John together, it was like, oh my God, this is so great. You know?
And you can see your boy on 2 episodes.
Yes. Brandon, former Total Divas star. Let's not forget. Oh my God, he's pulling up the padding on the floor. We're going to get that Saudi pavement.
He's going to decapitate him.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to touch that.
I mean, this isn't going on the radio, right, Phillip? So I can just be unleashed and say whatever I want.
No, this is the whole thing's going there.
Dang it.
Yeah. So. Oh, that's great audio, actually. I like that. Oh my God, Bray, just end him already! Can we get a new Universal Champion? Maybe I'll actually care about this championship. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, APW Game Recognized Game. Jake Atlas defends the Universal Championship against the chairman, Shawn Spears. Check that out. It's going to be good stuff.
I'm calling it right now. He's going to hit a curb stomp on that pavement, and then that's how he wins. Oh my God, he's getting the steel steps. That man has a family.
He does. He really does. He has 2 families.
Damn. That cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Oh my God. I wonder how much protection that mask really gives him.
Very little. And there it is.
The curb stomp. Oh my God.
1, 2. Oh my God, he kicked out. What is Seth going to have to do to put down the Fiend?
I don't know, man.
Maybe he's just going to have to invite him to a Saudi consulate.
Oh, okay.
And then...
Hey. Let's not go there.
Oh, sorry.
Not on the air.
Off the air.
Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that all we want off the air. He has a chair. Oh my God. Bray's selling his ass off. I didn't know they sold ass in Saudi Arabia. Nothing to say about that one?
No, I'll just let that one breathe.
Okay. And Bray's on this table.
Some magical platform?
Yeah. Black tarp.
See, this is why they have the red lighting, so you can't see exactly what's going on. Not just one big old crash pad.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a sign. I thought Seth picked up like some giant thing. Oh for the
my
love of
goodness.
God. Is it over now?
On the crash pad. See, imagine Will Ospreay having a match with The Fiend. It just wouldn't be as good. Seth Rollins, best in the world.
Exactly.
Well, second best in the world, behind Shane McMahon. Well, Shane McMahon's inactive, so maybe right now Seth is the best in the world.
Oh, he kicked out.
If only there was good lighting for us to see what was going on.
Exactly, you know. Where's the Saudi prince, Saudi king? Where are they at?
I don't know. They're just kind of scattered throughout. I did see some of them in their get-up.
They don't even care. They're just kind of there for the appearance.
They were just there for Team Hogan and Team Flair. That was the real main event.
Oh, yeah, brother. They couldn't get Yokozuna, so they settled for Hulk Hogan. All right, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Crown Jewel.
Now they're going up the ramp.
Yes, that 100-yard ramp. On SmackDown, Baron Corbin said that Crown Jewel was named after him. I'm like, bro, you weren't king when this was named. What are you talking about?
God forbid a heel says something that doesn't make any sense.
I know, right? I mean, Baron Corbin's not really a heel, you know?
He's a king.
Yes, exactly.
But all kings are heels.
I don't know. Is King James really a heel?
LeBron James?
Yeah.
Well, to some people they might be. He might be.
All the good he's done, I don't think so.
You know, I saw a video the other day of him at the sideline, and you know, Taco Tuesday is his shtick, and he was yelling Taco Tuesday. It warmed my heart.
Taco Tuesday. I heard Steph Curry got injured. Is this true?
Yes, Phillip, this is true.
What happened?
Look at you, just ears to the streets.
I know, you know. Game recognized game. See what I did there? So what happened to my boy Steph? As I watch my boy Seth.
Your boy Steph, that you didn't even know was injured, he broke his hand. So now the Warriors season is officially done. After 4 games.
He broke his hand. Jesus Christ.
Just like Adam Cole, and he's been wearing the cast for like the past 6 months.
Adam Cole is going to be the new Bob Orton.
Are we going to see some pyrotechnics?
Oh my God! What a stomp! The height Seth got on that stomp. Oh my God! He got back up. Oh, a super kick! Just throwing his foot into the Fiend's face.
You said you didn't like the no-sell of the Canadian Destroyer. Now you're loving the no-sell of the stomp?
Well, you know,
And the super kick.
It's Halloween. All of this makes sense. Look, I think Halloween's the one night a year when all this supernatural-ish makes sense. Undertaker, Cain, The Fiend, Al Snow eating his dog.
R.I.P. Pepper.
R.I.P. Wait, I just heard Pepper.
That's Naldo. He might be as old as Pepper. That dog's like damn near 20 years old.
Oh my God, that's 20 times 7.
That'd be 140.
Jesus Christ! Look at Brandon with the quick math.
I mean, that was simple. Don't ask me what like 7 times like 17 is or something.
Dude, 7 times 17. That's 119. Come on, dude. Now what's happening here? What are we doing? Oh, he's tuning up.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
Oh, is that what they're saying? I have it on mute because I don't want to hear them. What are we doing with all the stomps? Like, are we redoing this Hell in the Cell thing?
Oh my God, he's thinking. What is Seth thinking right now?
Seth Rollins is gonna do dastardly things to the Fiend. That man has a family. He has kids. He has a wife.
Shout out Heath Slater.
Yes. I miss Heath Slater. 2016 was a great run for Heath. Him and Rhino.
First ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Oh my
God. There's your pyrotechnics.
And the pyro goes... What the hell was that?
And it can't be stopped, Phillip. He has to pin him.
Dude.
Well, is he going to pin him or what? Come on, Seth.
I like how the pyro went off like on the side and not right in the middle where he fell.
And let me guess, he's not going to be there. Just like I predicted.
Wait, what?
He's not going to be there.
Is he not?
He disappeared.
All these damn road Hey! All these damn road cases. Yep.
Like all of Seth's or all the WWE's road cases just happened to be in one spot. Oh my God, he's blinded. And there's the Fiend. He's alive.
Bray Wyatt is rocking these dreadlocks, bro. Dude, is he gonna...
Shout out to the White Boy Dreads.
Is he gonna win this or not? Like, come on.
I mean, you would think if he was gonna win, he would have been drafted to Raw, but he's drafted to SmackDown, right? And he's gonna be on Miz TV tomorrow.
Wait a sec. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my... Bray Wyatt is the Universal Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, The Fiend is Universal Champion. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what does this mean for Monday Night Raw? What does this mean for SmackDown tomorrow night on Fox? I don't know. This has been the Podfather and the Canadian Destroyer. We will talk to you guys next week, next Thursday, on the newest episode of The VC.
When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.